students, welcome to lecture number 2 of unit 3. So, today we will be discussing measurement of workability. So, workability is very important in concrete because if you do not have proper workability, then you can't mix it properly, transport it, place it, compact it. So, in process of concrete processing, this is having very important properties. So, this is the properties of green concrete or concrete at fresh stage. So, we can say workability is one of the physical parameter of concrete which affects the strength and durability as well as the cost of labor and appearance of the finished product, because water cement ratio is important for workability. So, as you increase the amount of water, strength will go down. So, that we have to control. The concrete mix proportion chosen should be such that the concrete is of adequate workability for the placing condition of the concrete and can properly be compacted with the means available. So, in previous lecture we have discussed the different method of compaction. So, based on that, suppose it should be compacted properly. Why we compact it? So that we can expel the air. So, always if you mix the concrete, always some amount of air will be there, at least about 1% air will be always there. So, if you see the graph like this, if water cement ratio is very important, this is for compacted concrete, and if air is there, then strength will not be there. So, if we are having a proper workable concrete, then we can compact it properly, and with the help of compaction we can get the water cement, low water cement ratio, because water is important for compaction workability purpose. So, as the amount of water is increasing, your strength will increase, water cement ratio. If your water cement ratio is less, your strength will be less. So, suppose you want to produce some concrete of higher strength. So, water cement ratio is less. So, in that case what will happen, if the workability is proper, then amount of water required will decrease. So, if water requirement will decrease, and if want to make the water cement ratio constant for strength purpose, then requirement of cement will reduce. So, once the requirement of cement will reduce, then what will happen? Cost of concrete will be less. So, concrete can be divided into 3 group. One is ordinary concrete, standard concrete, and high strength concrete. So, we can group the concrete into 3 category. So, it starts from M10 to M20. So, what do you understand by M? So, M stands for mix. So, you may have some certain ratio. What are the ratios? So, ratio means we have a cement, we have fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, mineral admixtures, and chemical admixture, and finally, one very important parameter may be water. So, these are a certain mix. So, that mix, and suppose for ordinary work is there, you can say cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate and water, that will constitute the cement concrete. So, M10 to M20 grade is classified as ordinary concrete. Similarly, M25 to M60 is classified as standard concrete. So, M stands for mix. So, what about this digit? So, this digit is nothing but characteristic strength of concrete, which is obtained on a standard cube of size 150 mm by 150 mm by 150 mm, and that should be tested at the age of 28 days. So, 28 days means how we count the days, as we have compacted the concrete. So, as we have placed the concrete and compacted, time will start from that. Okay. So, that one day you can keep this cube in air curing inside the mold, and 27 days you can put in the water. So, at the age of 28 days, whatever the strength you are getting, that may be defined as the characteristic strength. So, for finding the characteristic strength, at least we have 30 samples. Okay. So, 30 samples result, based on that we can define the characteristic strength, and one sample consists of 3 cubes. Okay. So, test for workability, we have 5 type of test: slump test, compacting factor test, VV test, flow test, and Kelly-Ball test. So, these are the 5 type of test we carry out to measure the workability of concrete. So, these 3 tests is very important. These are the generally we have practice of doing this slump test, which is a field test. It is a very simple apparatus that I am going to discuss in detail. Then we have compacting factor test and VV test. So, for normal concrete we can use slump test, but if the concrete is harsh, like you are doing for the construction of dam, roads. So, in that case we can rely on compacting factor test, and compacting factor test is good for both harsh concrete as well as for other concrete. But if the flow is very high, compacting factor will give you better result if the concrete is harsh in nature, and normal concrete slump test is better. And if the flow is very high, concrete, so in that case VV test you can go for VV test, like if you want to go for the trimmy concrete, and flow test we can use for self compacting type of concrete, and similarly you have Kelly-Ball test. Okay. So, we will be going and discussing the slump test. So, this is the apparatus for this is the apparatus for slump test. Okay. So, in this slump test you can observe here, this is the figure we have taken from IS 1199 1959. So, this is the cone is there, this is the important cone you are observing. So, diameter of this cone is 200 at bottom, it is open, and top it is 100 mm, and height of this cone is 300 mm. So, this is the important. So, this is given in the form of centimeters. So, 200 and 300, this is a 10 mm, and 2 handles is there. These handles are here, and here also we have one bracket connected to this. Okay. So, this is the test. So, this test will be performed at this platform. So, this platform is non-porous in nature, and with the help of this height of this is also 300 mm, this reference one. Okay. So, for doing the slump test, what we have to do, you have to fill this cone in 3 layers. So, fresh concrete you have to take one layer, put the concrete with the tamping rod in 25 blows. Okay. So, put we tamp for 25 times with the help of bullet ended tamping rod. So, length of this tamping rod is around 600 mm, and diameter of this tamping length of this the diameter of this tamping rod is 16 mm. It is made of mild steel and one end is bullet, and here sometimes they use to mark the scale also, so that you can measure the slump value. So, how to measure the slump value? So, whatever, if you have to put this concrete in 3 layers and you have to do the compaction with the help of this stamping rod, and as it will fill it without giving the jerk, you just wipe out with horizontal edge of trowel, okay. And then you remove it immediately. So, after removal it will go down. So, how much portion it is going to subside here? So, this is called the slump value. This is the slump value in mm, okay, for this concrete. So, here you can see, here graduation mark is there. So, here you can read directly here, or you can put the scale or tape. With the help of this you can get this slump value. So, this test can be done in field as well as in laboratory also. So, this is a very much field test. So, this is the recommendations of IS 456 for different kind of work. So, he has told that suppose for blinding concrete, shallow section, pavement using pavers, mass concrete, lightly reinforced concrete. So, these are the category they have made here. So, these are the things required, very low category of slump. So, their slump value is less than 25 mm. So, it is recommended that if the value for this purpose you can go for compaction factor test if the value is less than 25. For low workability, like we have a lightly reinforced concrete section in slabs, beams, walls, columns, floors, hand place pavements like that. So, these are the low category here, if you can consider here. So, that time is required a slump value of around 25 to 75 mm. So, this also depends on the size of aggregate. So, which if the size of aggregate is smaller, then in that case slump value requirement will increase. Similarly, we have a medium type of degree of workability. So, that time required around 50 to 100 mm diameter, 50 to 100 mm diameter. For high, like you have a heavily reinforced section in slab, beams, wall, column. So, so in that case we need a concrete of slump value 75 to 100 mm. But suppose you want to do for the in situ piling or tremi concrete. So, that time you need a very high quality or pumpable concrete you need. So, in that case you need a very high slump value. So, for there that requirement is around 100 to 150. So, so if the concrete required for particularly for tremi purpose, so this slump value may not give you the proper result, all the concrete will spread. So, that time you can go for the flow test or you can go for the VB test. Okay. So, another test is compacting factor test. So, IS 1199 1959 describe about this test, and we have to test according to the method prescribed in IS 1199. Okay. So, here we have a cone, this is a frustum, this is a one, say this is a, this is your B and this is your cylinder, this is your cylinder. So, what is the method of doing this? What you have to do? First we have to put this surface with aisle, because you have to make it frictionless. Either you can put the grease or aisle, proper aisling, and this is the cylinder. So, cylinder. So, first you have to place, here will be hinge, will be there, doors is here. So, this will be closed one. So, as you press, this doors will open. Similarly, here also we have the doors and we have a lever here to open this door. Okay. So, you have to mix the concrete. After the mixing concrete, you have to find the workability. You place the concrete here without doing any external work. Slowly you put here up to top, and from top just you remove this excess part. Immediately then you remove this shutter. So, this shutter will get opened here, or all the concrete will come and place in this B hopper. Okay. So, from C hopper it will go to B hopper, and as all this has come to B hopper, once again you just press the lever, it will get open, or all this concrete will come and fill in this cylinder. So, after that you just remove this gently. So, this cylinder, whatever the concrete has been filled here, this is a uncompacted concrete or partially compacted, you can say partially compacted concrete. So, how it has been compacted? This has compacted due to movement in this, because this has moved for this side, it has moved for this side. So, there is a certain work done has been done on this concrete. So, you measure the weight of this, you measure weight of this concrete. Okay. So, what is the weight of loose concrete? Let us say weight of loose concrete equal to loose concrete plus cylinder, say this is your W1. Okay. So, let us say weight of cylinder equal to W. So, therefore, weight of loose concrete, or you can say partially compacted concrete, is nothing but W1 minus W2. Okay. Now, what we have to do? You take another you just remove this concrete, clean it, and take that concrete, fresh concrete here in 4 layers, layer number 1, layer number 2, layer number 3 and layer number 4. Okay. So, what is the diameter? Diameter of this cylinder is 150 and height is 300 mm. So, diameter is 150. Okay. So, this cylinder you have to fill this with the same tamping rod what you have used for the slump purpose. So, length is 600 mm, diameter is 16 mm and one end is bullet ended. So, with the bullet ended you blow for 25, put the concrete here approximately 1/4, little bit more, and compact for 25 blows. Once again here 25 blows, once again here 25 blows, once again 25 blows, excess one you remove here with horizontal vertical edge of travels. Okay. And then take the weight. So, you take the weight. So, say this weight is W2. So, this is the weight of cylinder plus weight of compacted concrete. So, what is the weight of compacted concrete? Weight of compacted concrete, you can say W2 minus W. So, W is nothing but weight of concrete. So, compaction factor is given by density of loose concrete divided by density of compacted concrete. So, what is the weight density? Suppose you want weight density of compaction factor is a ratio weight density of loose concrete. So, this is nothing but weight by volume. Once again weight of compacted concrete, weight density of compacted concrete. So, if you cut this, what will happen? Compaction factor will be nothing but weight of, because volume will get cancelled, weight of loose concrete divided by weight of dense concrete, or you can say compaction factor is nothing but W1 minus W divided by W2 minus W. So, this way you can find the compaction factor. Okay. So, this is the method of finding the compaction factor, and this method has been prescribed in IS 1199 1959. So, that code book also we have to download for details study. So, this is the dimensions. If you see the dimension, this is also given in the IS. I have taken this from IS. Sorry. So, IS 1199 1959 code, you have to take this table. So, this is the dimension it gives. What is the top internal diameter, what is the bottom internal diameter, all this detail is given. Similarly, lower hopper, what is the top diameter, bottom diameter, and similarly we have cylinder diameter, this is 150 and 30.5. So, these are the dimensions given, this is the standard dimension given, and this is the recommendation of British Road Note 4 1991. From there we have taken the reference for degree of workability very low, means if it is between 0.78 to 0.80. So, this workability is required for roads vibrated by power operated machines. At the more workable end of this group, concrete may be compacted in certain cases with hand operated machine. So, this type, if road work is there, you can go for this type of road. If you are going to compact this road by hand, okay, hand operated machine, so that case your value is 0.85 to 0.87. Medium means 0.92 to 0.935, and very high means 0.95 to 0.96. So, for very high we have to go for high or very high, we can go for VB test, that is going to give you the better result. Okay. So, this is the recommendation of British Road Note 4, and IS code also it gives you the values in the variation of 0.95 to 0.85, 0.85 to 0.75 and 0.75 to 0.65. So, this is for very low, this is for low, and this is for medium grade. Okay. And if the value is more than 0.95, then it is always better you can go for slump cone test, okay, or VB test. And another method is VB test. Another method is VB test. So, this is used where workability of concrete is high. So, in this method apparatus is been shown here. So, here we have a cylinder of diameter 200 mm, internal diameter is 200 mm, and and if you have to take the cone. So, this cone is nothing but it is just like a slump cone, it is just like a slump cone, dimension is just like slump cone, but here bottom portion is not there, only handle is there. Okay. So, what we have to do, and here also one just like we have one apparatus things here, open end is there, top and bottom, so that we can place here and put the concrete through here, so that it will not fall. And here we have the this is made of transparent type of circular disc. Okay. And this is having a vibratory machine, here motor will be there. So, this table can be, this is a vibratory table, and here you can start the motor with the help of this vibratory table. So, what we have to do? We have to fill the concrete in this this cone, and then remove this. So, after the removing, just start the motor. So, starting the motor, and the same time you start the stopwatch, at the same time you have to start the stopwatch. So, this will go, and this will fill this one, and this will become a whatever the cone shape was there of the concrete, that will become a cylindrical shape. So, as it is becoming the cylindrical, then you bring this disc here and put on the concrete. So, as the vibration will go, you can find the water on this, just like a bleeding of concrete. So, water will start coming here. So, as the water is starting coming and seen on this disc, you just stop the watch. So, that timing when we have started the motor, that time we have started our stopwatch, and the time which is required to make it a cylindrical shape, okay, and getting the water on this disc, transparent disc. So, that time period is called VB time. So, VB has measured the time like this. So, with the help of that, we will be able to find out what is the workability of the concrete, which is having very high workability. So, this is the recommendation of ACI, American Concrete Institute, 211.3 R02. So, if you see here, so this is the consistency they have given. So, if your concrete is having extremely dry, then their VB time will be around 18 to 32 seconds. So, very stiff, 18 to 10 seconds it should take. If it is a stiff, then it will give 10 to 5. If it is a stiff plastic and the slump value, they have given the correlation with the slump value. If it is between 25 to 75, then you can expect 5 to 3 second time. Okay. And if it is very plastic for pumpable concrete, like we get the value around more than around 100. So, that case you can get the value 0 to 3, and it is very plastic, it is in the flow condition, you may not be able to measure the time. As you put that will take the shape of the cylinder. So, that time you have to use the you have to use this for flow test, you have to go. So, these are the different methods for measurement of workability, and we have to, this is very important. Okay. Thank you.